Hello.
Hi, what's going on, Blair?
Doing pretty good. Just kind of excited about our interview today.
Super excited. So, of course, hello. This is Kimberly with the Pop Culture Green Room.
This is Blair.
And we've got our cousin, Deborah Pratt, again with us. Hello. How are you?
Hi, ladies. Hi, everyone. What up?
Oh my gosh, no, this is great because we have her back because she's going to talk to us about her new Kickstarter campaign for her graphic novel, Warrior One. We're going to get all into it, hear about what's been going on since the last time she came to visit us.
Yes.
And that is what we're all about this time because we're excited because we had a lot of people hit us up last time that you came on and they were just really excited about like when this novel's going to come out to know more about it. And then we saw like the thousands of views that came with the video. So we're like, let's see if you'll be available to get you on again. So we got so lucky.
Oh, nice. So we're just happy to have you.
Yeah, so happy. So for the beginning, we're going to go ahead and just show this little intro video for our audience. If y'all stand by for a second. Yes, here we go.
Yay.
Yay, that was beautifully put together. That like really excited me when Blair and I saw the video. I showed it to her a few days ago whenever you sent it to me, and I was like, got me like super excited for this novel. So speaking of which, just fill us in a little bit like as to like what's been going on, the latest with this since last time we saw you. Tell us like any kind of updates you've got.
Well, I think the biggest update, and I'll send you guys the link to the Kickstarter because for this month, this is the only place that you can get. It's the only place you can get the big absolute, which is this big giant version of the graphic novel, and you can buy at a special price the hardback and the paperback. And so, since we last talked, what happened is. We finished the graphic novel. Will Conrad, David Campiti, Catherine, and Ms. Hahn, the amazing colorist, they all did everything that they promised me that they would do. And then we printed the books up and got them out to the people from the first Kickstarter. But the problem was that nobody could print this gorgeous giant book of the absolute. So I had to go to China.
Oh, wow.
I had to go to China to find somebody to do it. And I have to tell you, they knocked it out of the park. The hand pages, there's a silk ribbon. It's in a slip case. It's in a slip case. I mean, it's a collector's item.
Oh, it is.
Wow.
Check that out.
That is some phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
goodness.
I'm really, really proud of it. And you won't be able to buy it in the stores. I'm not selling it in any stores. I want it to be very exclusive. And right now, the only place you can get it is on this Kickstarter, the absolute Kickstarter. Now I can't get this back up. It looks so cool.
kind of.
It
Yeah.
does, yeah.
It does. Okay, yeah. So that is a must. We have
absolutely.
yeah, we have to keep the Kickstarter link. Yeah, for sure. Because that's a number one. So you guys, because this campaign, like we've got less than 25 days, of course.
Less than 25 days. I think there's 23 days left.
Mm-hmm.
And it just launched, but we had the July the 4th weekend.
Right.
And then but I've also been out meeting with a game company. So there's a game company called 6 Foot that is very, very interested in turning it into a game. They actually cut that reel that you just saw. So they've taken the characters and really brought them to life in this game. And the CGI characters, if you go to warrior1world.com, you can see some of the CGI characters that they're developing. And then I went and met with Industrial Light and Magic, who George Lucas created back in the 70s, and now Disney belongs to them.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh.
And they, when you go to the Kickstarter, I put up their letter. When they read the scripts for Warrior One and read the book of Warrior One, they said this is the most innovative, fresh, unique, important story that we have seen in years. It fits the zeitgeist. And so let me digress for all you people who don't know what Warrior One is.
Oh, please do. Thank you.
Warrior One takes place on Earth about 118 years after the Great Quakes, which are coming soon. So just get ready. Because of the things that we're doing right now, the Earth just says enough. It shakes us.
You're right. It's so true.
But at that point, Atlantia rises. It's not Atlantis, it's Atlantia. It rises from the sea. South America, because it's been so deforested, sinks. But before it sinks, we figure out how to dome it. So it becomes underwater cities. The island of Mu, which is another supposedly mythological city, also rises from the sea. And that all takes place in the Vision Quest books. And you can get the whole history and the background and everything in those books. And so I wanted to create a really simple portal into the Vision Quest world. And I thought, Warrior One, this is a young woman whose life is upended because after the Great Quakes, we unify, we become a near utopian society. We get it together, we unify, we start to take care of ourselves. We still have to deal with corporates who want to control the world, but we put our genetics into, here's the most important thing, we put our genetics into animals and we create these alternate species, but their humanity is so new to them, they remember the powers that we've forgotten. And they start to talk back to us. And these aren't like superpowers that you think. These are natural human powers that people have talked about for millenniums. Powers like telepathy. Like when you think about somebody all day long and they call you.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Powers of prediction, the ability to know when something is going to happen. Your spidey senses. All that kind of stuff. It's really real. And truthfully, when you look at Jesus Christ, who came out and said, "Do as I do," I think he meant it all. Change water into wine, loaves and fishes, bring back the dead. I think he meant do as I do. And that's what the book really gets into, the ability to manipulate matter, to control the elements, fire, water, ice. But you have to remember your powers. You have to remember your powers. And that's what's so important about the book. So Jetta A and her family start on this journey in the very beginning of the book, and her life is upended. And because of it, she has had this teacher, Master Po, who is in both the Vision Quest and in the Jetta A Warrior One books. And she starts to remember her powers because she's got to find the hero within her. And she's got to find out what it takes to be a leader and to be a survivor. And I think it's so relevant right now with what's happening in the world, where so many people, Gen Zs, millennials, everybody's going, the world is changing so fast. Who am I in it? And part of the book is coming together. And when you come together and become part of this book, you become part of the future.
That's so incredible. It sounds like very, very inspiring as well.
It is, yeah. And it's especially like these are the times where the world needs this book right now. Like
I
mean, listen to it. Like even like you said, the times that we're in, and just the everything that you're relating from Jenna A, what her character's going through with her family. It's like what the world is experiencing now. So it's like, I mean, there's no time like the present. I feel like, yes, like this is, oh my gosh, I'm excited.
Right. So like speaking of Jenna A and like, her character, like the character, like being a female protagonist, which I feel is like very important to have like a female's point of view, because we don't have that enough, especially in sci-fi. And I think that's wonderful. Like, so like, how important do you feel like it is to center like her character and these types of characters in your storytelling?
I think they're imperative because I think we're here to save the world. I think that it's time for love. I think it's time for the feminine voice. I think it is time because women are going to unite us. Right now, men are tearing us apart. And I got nothing against men, except for they're tearing us apart. They're dividing us in a way. And the power of humanity is our ability to unify. It's our ability to tell these kind of stories because 100, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 years ago, when we sat around the fire and we told stories, they were stories to teach. And this is a story to entertain for sure. You can, when we get the game, when we get the series, which is all in the works, you will have the opportunity to feel what it feels like to rely on yourself. And I think that reliance is not present in our lives, in our teaching, in our schools. It's got to come from us. So if these books can bring us together and empower us to inspire each other, to create a better world where there's opportunity, that's what the Vision Quest is about. That's what Warrior One is about. And if you just come in through this first portal, you'll see and imagine what is possible. And we've lost so much of that ability to imagine. So come play with me in Warrior One.
Oh, I love it.
Love it so much.
Oh, yes. Of course, like we said, you just started the Kickstarter campaign for Warrior One. So what can fans, like new readers, old readers, what can they expect from this, from the support of the campaign?
It's, for the first of all, it's to show the game company, the series company, the people that were coming together that we've got people who understand this story, who need this story, who want to bring it into reality. And they're with us from the beginning. So if you've read the Vision Quest, it's like a different perspective of this same world. It's like this female perspective of what it takes to survive and what it takes to know and understand what your powers are. What are your powers? That's the biggest question that I think each of us need to get to answer for ourselves. And until you look, you don't know that they're there. So that's why they're called the knowings. You know them, you just forgot.
Yeah. Oh, that's super cool.
Oh yeah, definitely. It just sounds so exciting. And so you're offering some exciting rewards through this Kickstarter, and so what are a few of your favorite things about this and that how they talk to the story and how that also have people like that we have to look forward to?
Again, I think that once people get behind the books, once people buy these books and it's a show of proof of product, proof of this story, I think it's really about expanding the story and then expanding the world. It can be anything we want it to be. That's what's so beautiful about an intellectual property like this. And I'm not giving it up to the system that is going to make it into the cookie cutter of every TV show, every movie that comes out. It's the same story. Trust me, this one will be different. It'll be unique, and it'll reach inside you the way Quantum Leap reached inside you to make you question what it was like to live in someone else's life, to really imagine yourself in a future world. What kind of world do you want to live in? Nobody's asking young people that question. Nobody. And the people that are speaking out are being shut down. We need a collective voice to be heard. And I think this story is a part of that collective voice. And through it, I am creating a world that I think will be a better future for my kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids. I want a world for them. And we are the heroes we've been waiting for. And now is the time.
Wow. Yeah, that's so
It's very compelling too. Exactly. That's I mean, that's a great answer. There's really no better way to paint the picture for us.
Yeah, no, definitely, for sure. So you are a trailblazer, of course, in the science fiction world, and especially as being a woman of color, which is really, really amazing. Really, I just, one of the things I really admired about you so much. It's so funny, like, because I keep thinking, like, this is still a chocolate dream for me. It's like coming true. Like interviewing you, it's like still, I'm still like in La La Land about it. But like, so like, how do you see like this, like the landscape changing for other like aspiring like directors and writers and creators like yourself? Like, how do you see the future changing?
The future is changing. So it's really up to us to make the pathway. In other words, we have the tools. We have the tools.
Yeah.
We can tell our own stories. We need to just start to rely on our imagination. And I mean, no one knows what AI is going to do or be or whatever, and how it will integrate into our lives. I was checking out AI the other day, and my son is very into the world of coding, and he said, just play with it, ask it questions. And so I said, can I ask you a philosophical question? And first I asked it, is there a way to put every religion in the world and find out what's common between them?
Oh, that's interesting.
And it said, here's the list of commonality between the 5 main religions of the East and the West. And in the Vision Quest books and in the Warrior One books, that's what computers did. And I wrote this back in 2006, 7, the first book, 2007, the first trilogy. And we created what was a universal God of the collective mind. So there was no more war about religion. We got rid of that. Done, check, gone. And then I said to it, how did I phrase the question too? If you were to build a world, what would be the things that you did? I think that part of the training of this technology is to put positive energy into it, is to say the things that you want to have happen. And then it surprised me, and it said, you created Quantum Leap.
Oh, wow.
That's what I said.
That's pretty mind-blowing.
It fanned on me.
Yeah.
It fanned on me and said, this was an incredible show. It was ahead of its time. It's blah, 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 blah. And
wow. It completely turned to that fan. Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, it blew me away. And then it said, oh, and you did the Vision Quest? And it was like, it was reading as it was.
Yeah.
As it was, I was talking to it.
That's crazy.
It was kind of mind-blowing. And on one hand, and then it started asking me questions about, have you had any of these metaphysical experiences? And I said, well, yeah, I have. There are times where you don't even realize they're happening to you or why they're happening. And I told the story of when I got carjacked. So I was coming from an award show. I was all dressed up, and I noticed somebody following me, and my spidey senses stopped, and I stopped the car. They stopped in the middle of the street, no stoplight, no nothing. And then they realized what I had done, and they drove off. And I remember somebody called me and said, come by, don't go home. And I'm so grateful that I didn't go home. And I said, yeah, okay, I'm out. I'm going to come up. And I went up to Mulholland. And as I turned the corner, I saw a homeless man sitting on the corner. And what came through my mind was, there by the grace of God, go I. And so I got up. I found a parking space right under a light. I turned my car off. I went to grab my purse and my keys, and all of a sudden, I popped the lock on the door, and somebody just came out of nowhere, ripped the door open, and I dropped my purse. I dropped my keys, and I don't know, maybe I rode too many action movies. I spun around in my seat and like kicked them away from the door. I went to grab the door to close it, and a gun came in my face.
Oh my God.
And then he grabbed me by a necklace that I had on and pulled me out of the car. One of my shoes fell off. I fell down, and I had a ring on that was actually fake.
Mm-hmm.
It was fake. And somebody had said to me, don't wear that ring because somebody's going to cut your hand off.
Oh,
said,
wow. Oh my
God. And I remember shaking and trying to get it off. And all I heard in my head was a voice, but I guess I was speaking. And I said, the keys are in the car. My purse is in the car. Just take them. And then the same kind of voice said to me, throw the ring. And so when I threw the ring at him, he lifted the gun off of me. And then the voice said, run. And
oh my God.
And in 1 3-inch high heel, I started running up.
Oh my God.
And behind me, I hear a second voice. There were 2 of them. And the guy runs up and goes, where did she go? Where did she go? I disappeared. It's the second time in my life that's happened to me where I disappeared. They couldn't see me. Wow. They couldn't hear me. I was running up the hill to the house.
Oh, that's so crazy.
That's crazy.
So the ability to vanish is some ability that I know personally because I did it and it saved my life. It happened again when I was 13, or it happened before when I was like 13, coming back from young Christian meeting after Catholic girls' school. And I was there with 2 girls in Chicago. And we're walking down the street and we hear across the street a bunch of other girls shouting, 76th Street, 76th Street. And then the girl next to me goes, 83rd. And the next thing I knew, we were surrounded by 6 or 8 girls. They had chains in their hands. And I just looked at them, and they turned to the other girls and proceeded to beat them.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
They didn't see me at all. I was invisible. I know I was invisible.
That's crazy.
And so when they ran off, I then helped my friends up. We went back in the day, to the local pharmacy drugstore, and we called our parents, and the parents called the police and everything like that. I have had incidences where I should well be dead.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
That's how you find out what your powers are. Look through your life and figure out when were the times that you should not have made it out of that situation, but something came from you and protected you, or ancestors. I don't know where it comes from. And my journey in these books is to find out what it is. I have predicted earthquakes in the past. I have done things that you shouldn't be able to do according to the world. I think we are at a point where if we all start vibrating at this next level, we can make a difference. And that's why I was compelled to sit down and write the Vision Quest books, more compelled to sit down and write Warrior One, because I want the conversation. I want you to start to remember the knowings. What is your power? Because once we're empowered, we can make a huge difference in the world. A huge difference. And will bring us together. It will bring us together in a way that humanity has not ever come together, because it's time. It's time for us to evolve. These people that want to control, these people that want war, these people that want hatred and divisiveness, their days are done. And we are the power. I mean, I think we showed it not long ago when we just stopped someone's cars.
You're right. Yep. Oh yeah.
We were talking about that each other. We were just talking about that.
Just talking about that
hours ago. Well, yes.
yeah, we're that in certain big stores. I mean, completely, they're suffering big time with their business and sales, and it shows all over their advertisements. We literally just
Right,
talked about that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Really, what were you saying?
We were saying how we were watching a Target commercial.
Yeah, and I was
And then how it's like we said how it's like the economy, not the economy, said how Target has hit such a huge hit since the boycott and the people stopped buying. And then we were saying how it's like
the power in numbers and that how people are coming together, how for change, and how it's like, hey, we're not going to put up with this anymore. And
that's right.
That's so revolutionary about this, and which makes me bring me to my next question, connected with that. It's like, to me, like, I mean, through history, it's like, when we think about Napoleon Bonaparte, and the French Revolution and everything that went on with that, and then, but also like the, with the slavery, the freedom of slavery that happened in America, but then now it's like, we're like on the brink of more change here, and I feel like that that's like actually a perfect time, and that I feel like things happen for a reason sometimes too, and that do you feel like there's like an alignment with the timing of the project with Warrior One and things that was going on, and that people are receptive to this now?
I think so too. I think I had to wait. I mean, literally, the first visions came, oh my God, when I was maybe 13. And then when I was, I guess, 18 again, and I knew I had to get out to California. I knew I had to be in a place where storytelling was the communication, because it's non-threatening. When I wrote the episode in Quantum Leap where Sam leapt into a black man, everybody at Universal, everybody at NBC said, oh my God, no, 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 no. The executives all said, you can't do that. That's year 3. And I called up the president. His name was Brandon Tartikoff. And I said, it's not year 3, it's now. And he told all of them, she's right. And that show changed Quantum Leap, because suddenly a conversation about how would you feel if you were black?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. How would it feel if you were in 1953 in the South where you couldn't sit at a counter? And I had teachers that wrote to me and said, I played the VHS back in the day, and I had the kids watch it, and he walked into the diner, and I stopped it, and I said to all these, I think 4th graders, what do you think happened? And they went, he goes and sits down and has some lunch. Talk about what you just said about history being lost. Right. And all of them were saying he just goes and has lunch. She hit play, and they watched what happened. And then she hit stop when he leaves the deli with the mayor's wife. And the kids were furious. Why would they do that to him? Why? What do you mean? What do you mean black people couldn't sit at a counter and eat at a counter? And suddenly you have a dialogue. You have a way of speaking about a piece of history that becomes relevant because it's in your living room, and nobody's teaching you. It's not a lecture. It's the reality of what happened, and you get to be in the moment, which is why time travel is so amazing, which is why I traveled to the future for the Vision Quest books and for Warrior. Right. I wanted to see what the future was. And I think that we have that ability. You look at Leonardo da Vinci. If you look at some of his inventions from 1592 or something, he invented a helicopter. He invented things
all these things.
A bicycle. I mean, he went to the future. There is no doubt in my mind.
Absolutely.
And that's where we need to go. And these people that are trying to pull us into the past are terrified.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And so
some people are afraid of change. They like to keep things the way they are.
Well, we can't. We can't destroy the beauty of this amazing planet. We have everything we need here. If this is in paradise, I don't know what is. Because you look at every other rock out in the outer space, we have it all. We have air, we have water, we have environments that sustain us. And if we weren't greedy as a species and didn't hoard, I bet you there would be enough for everybody. Everybody.
I agree 1,000%.
So when we make that shift, we will have paradise. That's how I feel about it. And we just have to be brave enough. We have to choose courage right now, which is one of the lines from the Warrior One book. Choose courage.
Courage. I do remember that. Yeah, seeing that slogan that you have. Yeah. Oh boy, that's exciting. So, I wanted to like circle back really quickly because I got chills when we were talking about that episode of Quantum Leap because I remember that because I watched that one a few times, like even like through like years later, because it was just such a different perspective, and it's just, but it made me think it's like change, like it needs to happen, and like that was something that was groundbreaking, revolutionary that you did, and that you brought that, it's like for the world to see, and it was just like, I mean, it's like for Sam to sit there and to play that character, to be like, okay, this is how it was to be a Black man in the 1950s, and now the world gets to see. So now you're gonna have to see what it's like, and the world's gonna see what he felt like. That felt like. So it just made me think of like all these emotions and feelings I was thinking even back then watching it, and I'm like, if there's no change in the world, like we can't have like any more like beautiful growth. And it's just exactly. It made me think of like all these things.
That's what a good story does. A good book, a good story, a good movie, a good television show. They make you think. They make you imagine, wonder. What if? What if are the two most creative words in the planet. As a writer, as a world builder, as somebody who can imagine a story from a blank page. We all have that gift, but some people don't listen to it.
That's true. That's true. It's funny that you say that because I was telling Blair that recently because it's like, she'll tell me how I'm like really great at like manifesting things. Yeah. And I but it's like I told her that it's like all about like my language and just in my thought process, and that she just has to like just to tap into it. And I'll correct her a lot on her language.
Yes, she does.
If we get together or whatever, she says things. It's like it's speaking, but a lot of things though. A lot of things I've actually learned from you years ago. Like, I remember that time I spent a week with you in LA, and it's like I just like learned so much, and I realized that I was like there was a lot more that I could do and accomplish, but I just didn't really have that mindset and really believe that that to do it. And I was like,
what you've done. You've created the pop culture green room. You have found people that have been drawn to you. Thank you, audience, for being drawn to these fabulous women. Because I love them, so you have a voice. You have an opportunity to communicate, and what you choose to say and how you choose to say it is empowering. And so we need to start to empower each other, and really bring in the voices of the people who listen to your show, so that they can become part of the change.
True.
I mean, the other line I love, which is our catchphrase from Jetta A, is when freedom is taken, a warrior is born. A warrior doesn't necessarily mean picking up a gun and going out to fight. It means standing up for something that you know is right. It means standing together. We're not alone. We're not alone. We have each other, and we have to realize that if you take a hand, you empower that person by you. And the next, and the next, and the next, and the next.
That is so true.
Oh, wow, it's very compelling. Very compelling. It's like, where would you see, like, this came with us in my mind just now. What's like your vision for this? Like, if you were looked like 5 years from now or 10 years from now, where would you see?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
I'm not even more.
It really is. It's really to create a new world. To create a new world. If we build it virtually, we can build it in reality. That's my motto.
That's very true.
So I'm saying to everybody, come on board, help me build a virtual future. Come play in it, come contribute to it. It's nothing I can do all by myself. I have the bones, but I need your breath and your blood and your thoughts about unification. And here's the biggest thing: whatever world I build, I'm telling you, if you try to mess it up, you're vaporized, gone.
There you go.
Everything you've accumulated, gone.
Get out of there. That's so
Bye,
smart.
Felicia.
Love that.
See, like, what's that saying? It takes a village.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, it takes a planet.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there we go. Oh,
Like
I
a
like
story.
that. Mhm.
It takes a planet, and
We're ready for a big mission.
we've got it. And I love the characters in the book. I don't know if you've gotten to see on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. I think they're even on X. There are all these little vignettes about Noner. He's an 8-year-old, 7-year-old boy that meets Jeddah. He's got a baby Archaeop, which is a splicer that's crossed between like a lizard and a condor. And right now he's the size of a large Great Dane, but eventually he'll be the size of a Boeing 747 if he keeps growing, you know? And then he has his ability is the ability to telecommunicate, to telepathically communicate. He can also talk to animals that way. So he's learning his abilities in that respect too. Jeddah in the book can move through matter, so she can go through a wall. She can become invisible. She can shield herself. These are some of the powers that some of these characters have. And then there's Commander Micah, and he's a commander from San Gelino, because in the future, San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego become one giant megalopolis. They don't sink when the great quakes come. They actually rise to become a mountain, a cliff town. And he's there with some cadets trying to bring Atlantia over to the corporate collective. And he's ready to retire. He wants to go home. And all of a sudden this war breaks out, and he's got to keep these young, babies, cadets alive, and he's got to keep himself alive. And then there's Jeddah meets two friends from school. One is a splicer, so she looks more lizardy, and her twin brother Kylie is cute. maybe something's going to happen there, and they're really wonderful characters. And then you meet Five. I should show you a picture of Five. Five's scary. He's the first sentient being. We put our genetics into machines. That hasn't happened yet. But in 2000, when I was first imagining how to write this, I realized that it would be our genetics that set sentience. It would be our connection to them that set sentience. And in the story, they look at our history of greed and war and hatred and bigotry and all the negative things that we've done, the harm that we've done to the water and the oceans and the creatures in it and the land and the creatures on it, and the land itself. And they say, you're terrible stewards of this planet. You don't take care of each other. You don't take care of yourself. We're annihilating you. We're going to rid the planet of you. So the books are about, can we as humanity wake up and remember our powers before the machines build their army to cleanse the planet? Because in their minds, they're doing this planet a favor. They don't think they're bad. They think we're bad. And the truth is, our history, there's a lot of bad stuff, but we were really getting close to a utopian society. They weren't looking at who we were becoming. They were looking at who we were. So how do you have that conversation with somebody that has already made up their mind? Kind of relative right now, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh my God. So well, that's why it's like this is like the timing for this to come out. It's impeccable.
And we can't.
It's like, I mean, the universe has definitely aligned itself with that's all I could say for sure. But oh my goodness. So, but So before we go, how can listeners support the Kickstarter campaign? We're definitely planning on leaving the links to everything in our bios. We're continuing to share them on Instagram or like any other information you want to plug or.
Well, a lot of it is on the Kickstarter or on Warrior One World, ONE world.com, Warrior One World. You can look at what we're doing with the game. You can look at what we're doing with a series. Maybe there's something that you can contribute either as a game developer or as a a writer, an actor. As this goes, I'm really looking to people to tell me their stories. This is an interactive story, and I'm looking for, these are the heroes I've been waiting for. You are the heroes I've been waiting for.
Yes, I love that.
And now is the time.
That's all you exciting. You are the heroes. We are the heroes. All of us.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes, family included. Yes, we are the heroes. This is exciting. I'm super excited about this to come out. And like I said, we'll go ahead. We'll also leave the links, and it makes it easier too.
Yes, please. If you come to the Kickstarter, I hope you buy a book. I hope you come and take one of my classes. I'm offering some classes there on writing, on world building, on communication. Come and be a part of that. But if nothing else, you just sign up. You can just sign up. You can give us $10. You can buy a book. Then we're going to do the comic books, which is breaking down the graphic novel. The first one is going to come out in August, I think. And then the other two behind it. And then I'll have, hopefully, book 2 on its way. And all the other things, the series. So I want you to come and play with me, but come to the Kickstarter. That's the big important thing right now. And if you can buy a book, a digital book, a hardback book, a paperback book, or just give me your name. I think for $10, you can give me your name and start to follow the world. If I make my quota, I'll send out newsletters. You'll come onto my newsletters and we can talk about what's happening, and you can find out where you fit into this world, or you can create how you fit into this world. This is about creation. This is about empowerment. I'm empowering you to find a place in the Vision Quest world. I'm empowering you to find a place as a warrior. Are you a warrior? I'm Warrior One. Jetta's Warrior One.
I love this so much.
Come get your number. Come tell me your story.
Yay. I love it. There's space for everyone. So yes, you see, everyone, we can all like be a part of this.
It feels so inclusive. It feels so inclusive.
It's such a great feel. That's why I'm even more excited about it. Like, this is an amazing opportunity. And let's go ahead, like, we're gonna push hard for this. Let's go ahead and let's change the world. This is what we need right now.
Yes. Let's change the world.
Yes. Changes, and changes will come.
Now's the time.
Oh yeah. So once we get this posted, click the link below. Also, we'll have the links for your Instagram, your social media handles, TikTok, everything that we can find. Get this out. We'll keep promoting this daily, of course, because
I'm building new
days as of now. This gets released tomorrow morning, so it'll be 22 days by then. So y'all, let's hurry. Let's do this. Let's make it happen.
But definitely come to Warrior One World. Sign up so I can continue to communicate with you. You can see the videos on YouTube. I think it's Warrior One, the Warrior One channel, or the Vision Quest channel. No, I can't remember. But you can meet all the characters. And there's a 4th of July, a really cute one where I took Jetta and I had her wish everybody happy 4th, Warriors. And it's interesting that one young woman wrote, "Hell yeah, Jetta. I'm born in the USA. I was born in the USA, and I'm not letting anybody take that away."
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which is what's kind of happening. So
yeah, sure, exactly.
You're so right. Exactly. Oh,
we got a shot at it. We've got a window.
We do.
We have to create the window. We have to create the energy. We are the heroes that we've been waiting for. and choose courage and understand that when freedom is taken, the warrior comes out. The warrior comes out. Ah! There's a salute that I do in the books called the bee salute that goes like this. You know, if you're in the military, it's it's just out of love. It's just out of love.
That's so cool. I love that.
So I salute you all.
Salutes.
And I'm ready to fight.
I love that. Yes. Well, that concludes this great meeting, interview, or talk, sit down, chat, keep whatever you want to call it.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
All I know is that we're gonna get this. I know it was like this was powerful. Like, this ended up being like a lot more of a treat than I already knew it was going to be one. But I love it. I'm just energized now. Like Blair, I'm gonna go and plot after this. Right? I'm gonna help save the world with this Kickstarter campaign. So we're excited.
Please know you were my first interview about this subject. So I have.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Absolutely. You are my first.
Wow. Thank you for granting it to us. Oh, thank you so much.
Great for this family.
Yes. Thank you. For sure. Well, y'all have a great evening. Enjoy. And don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. And this is Kimberly Bryant.
This is Blair.
Definitely follow Kimberly and Blair. Sign up.
Thank you.
Pick it off. Follow them.
Thank you. That's it for the Pop Culture Groom.